Hello, the name of this story is Casper's soup. Okay. Casper is the name of the person. My name is Albert, the name of this person is Casper. And soup is something that we eat or drink, okay, with a spoon, soup. And Casper's soup means that the soup is for Casper, okay? Casper's soup. In this story, there was a boy. And the boy's name was Casper. Casper was a very healthy boy. He was healthy. Okay, he was healthy. He also was a strong boy. He was strong. Okay, he was a strong boy. But Casper liked to eat a lot. He liked to eat pizza. He liked to eat cakes. He liked to eat ice creams. He liked to eat pasta. He liked to eat chocolate. He liked to eat a lot. He ate a lot of food. So Casper was a little bit fat. He was fat because he liked to eat a lot. So he was fat. One day, Casper was sitting on a chair. This is a chair. And chair in front of a table. He was sitting on the chair in front of the table, and his mom Casper's mom okay, this is Casper's mom she walked in the room. Casper was sitting on the chair in front of the table, and Casper's mom was bringing a bowl of soup and gave the soup, gave the past of gave she gave the soup to Casper. She put the soup on the table in front of Casper. And Casper, who liked to eat a lot, looked at the soup and he said, "No, I'm not going to eat the soup. I don't like soup, so I will not eat the soup." Okay. Next day, Next day, the following day, on day 2, Casper was healthy. He was still healthy. He was still healthy. He was still strong. He was a healthy boy and he was still strong. But he was not that fat, very fat. He was a little bit thinner. He was a little bit thinner. Okay, thin. Okay. Fat, this is fat. And the opposite of fat is thin. Fat, thin. Okay? On day 1, he was very fat. On day 2, he was a little bit fat. He was thin. And Casper man walked into the room. Casper was sitting on the chair in front of the table, and she brought the soup. She brought the soup and she gave the soup to Casper. And she said, Casper, this is your dinner. This is your food. The soup. You have to eat the soup. And she put the soup on the table. And Casper, who was thinner, looked at the soup and said, no, I don't like soup. Yeah, it's horrible. I don't like soup. I will not eat the soup. Okay. On day 3, next day, on day 3, Casper was a little bit unhealthy. Unhealthy is the opposite of healthy. Healthy is okay, unhealthy, okay? And Casper was thin, was quite thin, was very thin, the opposite of fat, was very thin, and he was not very strong. He was a little bit weak. Weak is the opposite of strong. Okay? He was weak. Strong and weak. Okay? He was a little bit weak. So Casper was not happy. He was a little bit sad. Okay? And he was sitting on the chair in front of the table, and her mom walked in the room, and she brought the soup, and she gave the soup to Casper. She put the soup on the table. And Casper looked at the soup and said, "No, I don't want to eat the soup. I don't like soup. Yeah, I don't like it. I will not eat the soup." On day 4, next day, on day 4, Casper was not very happy. He was very sad. He was sad. And he was not strong. He was very weak. He was weak. He was not healthy. He was very unhealthy. He was very unhealthy. And he was not fat. He was very, very thin. Very thin. Casper was so thin. He was a line. He was a line. He was thin, 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 like a line. Okay? And he was weak and unhealthy and sad because he was hungry. He was hungry. And her mum walked in with the soup. She brought the soup and she gave the soup to Casper. She put the soup on the table and she said, "Please, Casper, please, eat your soup. You need to eat your soup, please." And Casper, who was very weak and very unhealthy, weak and very thin, he was sitting on the chair, looking at the soup, and he said, "No, I will not eat the soup. I don't like soup. I will not eat the soup." Oh, what's the problem? We have a big problem here. Because on day 5, Casper's mom did not walk in the room. She did not walk in the room. She did not bring the soup, and she did not give the soup to Casper. She did not put the soup on the table. Because Casper was not sitting on the chair. He was not on the chair in front of the table. Poor Casper was indeed dead, with the soup next to his grave, but he was dead. And that, my friends, is the end of the story.